doctors than any health system in America.
Welcome back to New York Living. Today is World Brain Day, and we put our brains through the paces.
Some people, I wouldn't know. Smartwatches tell us how well we slept. Fitness trackers tell us how many steps we've taken. But is all this obsession with data actually helping our health and well-being?
Board-certified psychologist and author of the book When Life Happens, Dr. Rachel Goldman is here with the answers. You becoming a trusted voice of reason here on New York Living, so thank you.
Yes, of course. I always love joining you guys, so thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Happy World Brain Day.
Yes, happy World Brain Day.
I love this topic because I am married no longer to a woman, but to an Oura ring. She no longer speaks on her own. She doesn't have any thoughts of her own. She just goes, my ring is mad at me today, so I can't do this.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem healthy at all. These devices, we know everything now. How is this a good idea to know this much?
Yeah, no. So most things in life, you know, there's a spectrum, right? And the extremes are not so healthy, and there's a balance kind of in between that can be healthy. And it's really a matter of how we're using this data, right? But like what you're describing is what we're often hearing, that people are looking at their wearable and saying, oh, I didn't sleep well.
Right.
And then that like dictates their day, as opposed to taking a moment to check in and be like, how did I sleep?
So what are these wearables and our attachment to them doing to our brains?
Yeah, so our brains are actually wired for survival. They are looking for threats in order to protect us. So if a wearable tells us something like you didn't sleep well today, your brain is going to react to that, and for the rest of the day, you're going to be kind of your body and your everything is going to be influenced by that information.
And it causes anxiety, which is what we're trying to avoid
In the first place.
Right.
Yeah.
More anxiety, more stress, feeling of guilt, shame, you know, depending on what the wearable is telling you.
Yeah. You do not wear
No,
any,
I used to, but I didn't use it for that.
You were telling time.
I just wanted to get text messages when I'm,
I have worn a wearable watch, and this is not it, but I wear it when I work out. And one day I wore it to sleep, and I woke up the next day, and I was suddenly
You're a disaster.
well, no, it was fine, but then I was like, oh, I'm going to continue wearing it. And every time I reached a new goal, I was like, look at me, so I can see how it becomes
Right.
Addictive.
Right. So it gives us that positive reinforcement, right?
Yeah.
Which if you're doing great, if you're sleeping well, if you met your steps, if you did those things, it does feel good. But too much of that can then lead to other problems, right? And there's this expectation then of, well, I have to do it again, I have to do it again, and then what if you don't meet the goal that day?
Yeah, they can create the problem that we're actually trying to avoid.
Exactly.
The wearable.
Yes.
It's like Space Odyssey with Hal, where he's like, what are you doing? Like it becomes a voice that you don't necessarily want to hear.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
How do you know when it's becoming, I mean, you talked a lot about it before, but how do you truly know, like, okay, I'm having symptoms of an unhealthy person when it comes to this attachment?
Yeah. So usually when anything is becoming unhealthy, we like to think about, is it causing distress, right? Is it causing you more anxiety, more stress? Is it causing you to not sleep well because you're thinking about it too much? Is it impacting your daily functioning, right? Like, are you constantly looking for those numbers? And then I would also say, is it dictating your day, right? So like I do have a wearable, but I only use it for running. Like it's the only thing I look at it for. But if you're using the data to guide your day, that's one thing, right? Like maybe, oh, I didn't sleep well, and to think about, well, why didn't I sleep well?
Yeah.
What can I do differently? But if it's starting to dictate your day and causing more stress and anxiety, that can be problematic.
Yeah. So when we meet our goals on these health apps, the wearables, I myself included, I was like, oh, look at me, I'm a superwoman. How's that going to affect us in the long term? Because I made a conscious decision to stop wearing it because I was like, I'm breathless. I know I'm working really, really hard, and I do not want to get addicted to this thing.
Right. Well, and that's great because you know yourself, and I think that self-awareness is really important. But over time, when we're getting that positive reinforcement, what happens is our expectations continue to grow, right? And the goalpost kind of keeps moving, right? So it's like, oh, I got this, now what's next? What's next? What's next? And we're not really content or happy with where we are right now. And sometimes it's just not realistic to be able to maybe get more steps or to get the amount of sleep that you wanted. Like, you know, maybe you had a social night, and that's okay. We don't want to take that away either, right? So to really check in with yourself and think about, how is this helping me, or is it getting in the way of me really being healthy?
Right. I remember when we first got our watches, my wife would say, oh, I hadn't got my steps yet, and I would be in bed and she'd be running around the bed over and over again. You say it's a myth tracking automatically leads to better health.
Yeah, so just because the data is telling us something, it doesn't mean that we are healthy. We have to look at a whole person, and that includes our mind and our brain as well.
Right.
So our thoughts and what that's doing to us. So again, if the data is one piece of the equation, and again, if we can use it as a data point and not like, oh, because of my heart rate, that means I'm healthy. Because of my sleep, that means this. To kind of not have those labels and instead look at the whole picture. But we can't just say, because of this, we're healthy.
Yeah, this interesting data point on that, the social connection is also key in this. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, so I mean, we need to be socializing and we need connection. And there is some social aspect to some of the wearables, right? There's like these challenges that you can do and things like that. But again, I think going back to the purpose, why am I wearing this? Why am I doing this? Is it getting in the way of me doing what I want to do? Is it getting in the way of me performing well at work, concentrating, or being social? If it's getting in the way of that, it can be problematic. But again, we're not saying you have to get rid of it.
Right.
Just check in and be more mindful of how you're using it. And if it's really impacting your mental health, maybe it's a time to, like you
give
did,
it a rest.
give it a rest.
It's also freaky, like when we're, intimate, she's wearing it and it lights up and it's dark. It's like a glow stick. It's like a rave. And like, can you take the ring off, please? Like, I feel like we're having a threesome. Like, you got to do something.
It is a rave.
That's hilarious.
Yep.
There's also that aspect.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rachel.
Course.
Always great to see you. Always chock full of information.
Thank you.
Pick up a copy of her book, When Life Happens, wherever books are sold.